What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and today I thought I'd walk you through a really simple guide on how to cook steak properly for medium rare. Now, if you check out this steak, it's just looking absolutely perfect. I mean, I killed this cook. The sear on the outside looks great. That's cooked perfectly on the inside for a nice medium rare. I mean, you can let me know in the comments below if you disagree, but if I were you, I'd probably like and subscribe and follow this tutorial to make sure you're cooking steak correctly. Now, this is a beautiful ribeye steak that I picked up at the Beck's Farmers Market stand at the Halifax Seaport Farmers Market. And this was processed by Dobin Family Meats. Now, these are all Nova Scotia farms and farmers markets. You know how I feel about Nova Scotian ingredients. They're literally the best, so if you've never tried them, I mean, you're not living the dream, man. And so I took Dirt and Gravel by Cuso's rubs, and I slathered down this ribeye steak, coated it nicely. Then I got my Napoleon charcoal grill up to a nice hot temperature, but I also have a nice section of it where I can cook on indirect heat. So that's how I'm actually starting this cook-off. As you can see, I'm placing this steak in the center of the grill, not over direct heat, and I'm gonna let this thing cook for, I don't know, I'd say 6 minutes or so. The steak was roughly an inch thick, so I wanna make sure, I'm bringing it up to a nice internal temperature of about 120 degrees. That's the ideal temperature before moving it over onto the direct heat and searing it off, because that's gonna continue to cook it, and you wanna make sure we don't overcook the steak. So we've been cooking this steak on indirect heat for about 6 to 7 minutes now, and it's time to move it directly onto heat. We're gonna get that sear going. Now, while you're searing off a steak, you wanna make sure you're not gonna let it burn. It's probably not the best to move it around all the time, but you wanna make sure when you are cooking it, you're flipping it, you're rotating it, you're not keeping the same position of the steak. Because what can happen is as it cooks, fat will drip down, and if there's a fat cap, you'll have a lot of fat dripping into the fire in one location. So one part of your fire will kind of become bigger than the rest, which can unevenly cook the steak and, char it off or sear it a bit too much. So what we're looking for here is probably rotating it, I'd say, every 30 seconds or so. And as you rotate it, we also want to kind of shift it around. Don't leave it perfectly vertical. Kind of give it a little bit of a shift there so that we can get a nice pattern from the grill grates as well. Now, as you can see here, my grill is starting to actually catch on fire there. So all I did was move the steak over top of it, and that simply smothers it. It's an easy way just to kind of put out the grill if things are getting a bit aggressive, but you do want to see those flames kicking up. As you can see here, it's kissing the meat perfectly and really adding a beautiful char onto this steak. And once you do get to this part, it's always advisable to just be prepared. Have a nice little plate ready in case you have to pull the steak off. Have your tongs handy, any maybe paper towels you might need. You just want to make sure you have everything you need to kind of make sure this cook goes perfectly. Sorry about the camera movement there. I just wanted to get a better angle. But anyway, so we've got this fat cap dripping. As you can see, I'm moving the steak around. These flames are dancing like it's Cirque du Soleil. It's friggin' wild in this barbecue. And speaking of my barbecue, I love my Napoleon charcoal grill. It was a very cheap grill. It can do high searing, it can do low and slow. It's pretty friggin' versatile, and it's a great way to enter the world of barbecue. As you can see here, it's unbelievable for searing off steaks. So yeah, if you're in Canada especially, where it has a little bit thicker metal, I'm telling you, this thing is the king of barbecuing when it comes to charcoal. Pretty great. They also have some other pretty cool charcoal grills that are a little bit more expensive. I only have the entry-level one, but it just goes to show how versatile even the entry-level grill is. You can really do a lot with it. So as you can see here, as I'm flipping this is building a perfect crust. This is exactly what I want to see. And kind of as we're getting towards the end of the char, you want to flip it a little bit more. You don't want to kind of leave it just sitting. We're finishing off that crust. So, just pay attention and, and also here, I'm just burning off that fat cap there at the very end, right? Giving it a little bit of an extra sear there. And boy, that part's fun. Yeah, so check this out. I cooked this steak off, and as you would have seen at the very beginning of this video, it's cooked friggin' flawlessly. Like, this is exactly how I like steak. Now, I'm gonna let it rest for about 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes. And that's going to let those juices redistribute and just finalize the cook. And like I said, this thing's friggin' gorgeous. I mean, just look at that. It's a perfect medium rare. Like, this steak was absolutely delicious to eat. I was super excited. It was just, mouth watering. It was just so juicy and, man, you can just hear me. I'm tripping over my own words here. But yeah, I really enjoyed this steak. The Napoleon charcoal grill really helped me sear off this piece of meat and get the exact cook I wanted. Now, I have lots of experience with my charcoal grill. Charcoal grills are not the easiest to use. However, the result they yield is just impeccable. I mean, look at this little piece of meat here. This is perfect. I am in heaven handling this. 10 out of 10. And guys, let's be real. If you're whipping up a steak like this, it's so easy on a date night to just cook up some sweet potatoes, whip up a little coleslaw, and then, call your honey into the room and just flex, right? Look at this nice little meal. My wife was thrilled when I put this together. It was such a delicious little meal, light, tasty. The juicy steak really complemented the wonderful vegetables. All of this was absolutely delicious, but I think the star here is the high-quality Nova Scotian steak cooked on my Napoleon charcoal grill. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Hope you're having a great day.